What's up, everyone, and welcome to Parked Podcast presented by DGA. I'm Mitch Phillips, joined by Zach Harrison, and this week we are recapping the Des Moines Challenge, also presented by DGA. And later on, we're going to have Jake Monn join us. It's going to be a freaking great episode. A little bit different vibe here because I was in person all weekend long. I was hanging out with Gage and our media team and Scott, the whole crew at DGA. We had the tent. It was such an awesome vibe. Weather looked like it was going to be sketchy. It wasn't. It was amazing. Run through some highlights here. Anthony Barella wins his 4th tournament this year. Absurd. Emily Weatherman wins her first Pro Tour and becomes the youngest FPO player to win a Pro Tour event. It was an insane weekend. Hot rounds, just phenomenal times. Zach, you were on the DGN watching side of things, staying back home in Atlanta. What was it like? How you doing, brother?
I'm great, man. First of all, that was 40 seconds, so I'm gonna stroke you.
I took a timeout. I didn't
Not
say
in
that.
time, dude.
I didn't say it before we started, but yeah, I took my timeout. So,
oh man, I'm doing super well. Getting back to reality after one of the most magical trips.
Yeah,
to the most magical place that I've been to in America.
Des Moines, Iowa. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yosemite National Park. It was great.
Yeah, dude.
If you're a camper, backpacker type person, go no farther than the middle of California. It was absolutely amazing.
Heck yeah.
And I'm going to be off to New York City this weekend.
You're freaking world traveling. What are you doing in New York?
One of my best friends is living up there.
Heck
and yeah. I've traveled all over the world to see them.
Just a couple that was in Spain?
Yep, Spain, Thailand.
Yeah.
I've seen them in California. I had plane tickets.
When are they coming to you,
Panama.
Bro? When are they coming to you?
When I leave the country and go somewhere amazing.
There you go. There you go. That's awesome.
No, they come home every now and then. They're from Georgia.
Nice.
But
heck yeah. I just had some friends up and moved to New York City last week as well. So people moving to New York City, I don't get it. We were talking earlier. You and I could never live there. Fun to visit. Never could do it.
Could never live there. The concrete jungle is not my friend. I need trees. I need grass to lay in or like walk around barefoot, stuff like that. City's not it.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable walking in normal just shoes I care about down New York City, much less barefoot. Oh goodness. Well, dude, let's get into this thing because we got a lot to break down here. And obviously, like I said, I was there, so I have a totally different point of view, but also I don't really know what went on more of the storyline kind of things because I was walking the ground. I can tell you right now, I can tell you every detail. I can tell you how many blades of grass are on holes 1 and 2 because I walked those probably 45 times and took footage of our players at DGA and circled back because this course was once you got to hole 3, you were locked in till after, you got into hole 5, you were locked in all the way around unless you cut to 18. So it was kind of hard to maneuver and make sure I'm recovering certain players. So it was fun, but it was definitely different experience being in person and not really having knowledge other than, they shot a hot round because I'm not even looking at PDGA Live. I'm going, where's our DGA players? What holes are they on? Can I get some cool coverage of them? Who's playing hot? Let me jump over. Weird chaos. But before we get into that, we're going to get into what are you sipping on because Iowa, known for some amazing beers, and sadly, I am not drinking an Iowa beer because I do not trust airplanes and beer in my luggage, and TSA sucks and will not let us bring it through. Although it would be kind of fun to like chug a full 6-pack and like, I'm not wasting this beer.
Stand at the outside of security.
And just handing out beers to people like, you want a beer? Yeah, I got to kill these. Come on. That'd be cool if that was your thing. Every time you travel with a 6-pack beer and just hand them out at checkout.
That'd be so good. That'd be so good. I might do it.
Dude, let's do it. If we travel together, we'll do it. We'll definitely do it.
Deal.
But I am not drinking an Iowa beer, although I did get to hang out with a good friend, Greg, who's one of the operations director guys over at the Pro Tour. Went out to the spot called Lua Brewing. Went to Big Grove, but also went to Lua. And I had a Bavarian Pilsner that was a slow pour. And my freaking goodness, it was top 5, if not top 3 beers I've ever had in my life. Like it slow poured to the point of like 8 minutes of building this head to perfection. Like it was, I mean, here you go. Here's a picture of this beer.
Oh, wow, dude. That's like ice cream top.
Legitimately amazing. I had 2 of them and they had to close or I would have had about 15 more. Like they're insane. It was absolutely phenomenal. It's called Gill's Pills. So that is my, what are you sipping on in my brain? But in real time, I'm sipping on a local Monday night brewery, the Dr. Robot's a berry lemon tart fruity sour, kind of a classic sour in our city at this point. But wish I was drinking Lua, but in my heart, that's what I'm drinking on. Zach, what are you sipping on, brother?
I tried to pour a better beer from my fridge, but I think it was old. Just didn't taste very good. So I'm sipping on a really, really classy juice here.
Yeah.
The aroma is definitely malty. Lovely golden color, but it is definitely the mark of a fighter because we're drinking the one, the only, the Modelo.
Modelo, the best-selling beer in America.
Modelo Especial. Because there's a Modelo Negro as well.
Yeah.
So this is like the lager version. But yeah, #1 beer in America.
Crazy.
Kind of shocking to think that it's an import that is the #1, but don't get me wrong, you guys. I love a Mexican lager.
No, there's something about lime in a beer. I mean, it works so well.
It's delicious.
There's nothing wrong with it. I respect it. Modelo is a damn good beer. I'm not upset at you at all.
It's also hotter than the devil's butthole right now. So
it is so freaking hot. Being in Iowa, I was like, it's 80, it's like 82. I was like, you're like, it's so hot. I'm like, no.
You guys have no idea.
I looked at it on, I think it was Saturday afternoon, and it said it was it was 96, and the feels like in Atlanta was 104 with like 80% humidity. So all you pro disc golfers at Des Moines Challenge complaining, no. Junior Worlds, Tulsa, Oklahoma this weekend.
Ooh,
that's going to be hot.
Boy.
That's going to be really hot.
No
Gage and Kelly heading down there. It's going to be stupid hot. So wear your sunscreen, drink your water. I drank 3 liters of my Camelback 2 times a day, every day. 6 liters of water, and I think I peed twice the whole weekend. Just kidding. No, I'm actually okay. My prostate's okay. We should probably cut that. But let's get into this ridiculous tournament. Man, we had some hot rounds. We had unexpected chain of events, I feel like, on both sides. Coming into this tournament, Anthony Barela has been in a slump. He popped off early, but I mean, his finishes, he was in like 40 something, I mean, 50 something. He's had terrible finishes.
Yeah,
and
60.
Just kind of said, whatever, screw it. Preserve, he kind of made his way back. I believe he was top 20 at Preserve, and then just went after it. But I want to talk about Adam Hammes first, because dude shot 14 under second round. 14 under. And I got to be a part of that. I was standing, hanging out with a good friend, Austin Turner, and was the Spider-Man meme you saw over on another round. I shot that footage and got to just like watch this real life, these freaking ridiculous idiots matching. It was hilarious. You could not tell who was who. They were all wearing the same color hat. They're all 6'5". Like, it was really freaking funny.
At least Austin throws lefty.
Yeah, that's for sure. He does throw lefty. So it helped. But yeah, it was ridiculous to watch this round from Adam Hammes. And honestly, the whole card was, they were star framing holes that were like just stupid and hitting early. And then someone would throw a 500-foot Sky Anheuser shot to circle one. And you're like, oh, we are star framing this hole.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Insane. But this is the craziest stat of Adam Hammes, and known for his putting, known for, how he won tournaments in the past. Dude, his total putt distance of round 2, usually we talk about that a good amount because, like, okay, are they parking holes, whatever. Usually in like the high 200s, low 300s is like, dude, they were killing it. This might be the best driving in the history of this year, at least. Average putt was 11 feet. Total putt distance, 165 feet on the round. He parked every single freaking hole. 14 out of 14 C2 in regulation.
Yeah,
11 of 12 C1X. And he walked up. He could have been 15 on hole 18. He was like, he looked at us and he was like, I haven't putted in 8 holes. And he had like a 25-footer on hole 18 and just doinked it left side. And it was just like, because he literally was like, I'm not even upset. I have not putt. Like, he was literally having tap-ins. So it was crazy to watch. That round was just absurd. But not to be
super clean.
Yeah, super clean. We also had Anthony Barela shooting 12, and then Austin Turner and Emerson Keith both shot 8. It was absurd. Absolutely one of the craziest cards I've ever been able to be a part of, watching them shred. But in the end, we had Gannon Burr make a push, was following him and was with his card the final round. And it really just came down to hole 17 for him. He was in the mix and was pushing. He was, I can't even like say this, 14 down through 16.
Unreal, man.
In completely different style round, 361 feet total putt distance. Like, he was putting his brain off. It was crazy to watch his putting. And I mean, back to back on the front 6 holes, he was hitting deep circle 1 putts, 26 footers, back to back to back. Then parked a couple holes, and then again 26 footers, 40 footer. Like, it was crazy. And
he wouldn't miss.
Yeah, and it was funny because he designed hole 17. And he, during round 2, round 1, I was walking with Cole O'Donnell's card, and he was like, "I designed this hole. It's easy." Like, missed all the trees. Like, I mean, he shanked his shot, and he was like, "Designer luck," and we all laughed. It was great.
Well, dude, he got through on that hole several times.
He did, several times. But then got screwed by it, then missed the island, and that was really all you wrote for Gannon Buhr. But to see him go 12 down through 14 in front of the home crowd was crazy.
And he even said, he was like, "This hole was built to hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
Today it hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just happened to be me."
And it wasn't. I love that he was honest about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't an impossible hole either, right? Like 25% of the field was able to birdie it in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
So it's not anything that's beyond
right
potential birdie range. But yeah, man, that really stinks for it to be your hole that ends up taking you down. I don't know. I would hate myself a little bit for that.
Yeah, it was brutal. And hate myself for a little bit of that makes you think of mental game. And Adam Hammes' mental game is challenged. He was in good spirits after the round, but losing by 1 at Majestic, we were at the tent, and he before for round 1, you could just tell there was something different. He was like, I'm ready to freaking win this tournament. But then to lose it to his best friend, and this comment we'll wrap up kind of the MPO vibes here, because we're going to talk a lot about it with Jake Monn in a bit. But Brian Earhart brought up the head-to-head battle between Adam Hammes and Anthony Barela. 38-38 over the time they've been touring partners and doing everything together. And then he says, "All right, brother, you got 39 now. How's it feel?" I was standing in that circle, hearing that in real time, and went, that was like gut shot. Like, what the heck, Brian?
Yeah.
But Barela turned it, and he was like, I happen to win this one, but I think we'll be able to go to 100, and it'll be close the entire way, and encourage his buddies. So that was cool. That was really cool to see.
That's classy.
It was definitely cool. Core memory for me made, I got to pour the ice bath cooler with Austin Turner. I got to pour that on Anthony Barela, which was wild. That was one of the coolest things I think I've ever done in my life.
It's amazing, man.
I think I got just as wet or more soaked than Barela, because Austin, being a lefty, just pushed it towards me and shanked. So I was drenched, dude. It was so funny. I was freaking drenched. And then it was funny too, because all the pictures now, because of us, Barela has a towel around his neck in every photo from his win.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, "You're welcome, bud. You're welcome." So our fault a little bit. But it was wild. And last one we'll talk about here, Matty O, dude, was in the hunt. His putting was on fire.
Yeah.
You got a stat for us on his putting there?
Yeah, man. All through the entire tournament, he missed 1 circle 1 putt. He was 36 out of 37, 97%. Which out there, I feel like is just unreal, right? And
the wind was crazy in round 1.
And but he ended up gaining more strokes putting and more strokes in C1 than anybody else. And then, I mean, pair that with just really clean golf. Like, he did get off the fairways, but he only went out of bounds 1 time on the entire tournament, where some of those holes were built to almost force you to go out of bounds. His C2 putting, 45%.
Yeah, that's huge.
5 out of 11. I mean, so pretty amazing just to see him out there doing his thing. People have been talking about his body English lately, and honestly, I just think it's the most exciting thing to watch. Like, watch him spin around or drop to the ground and watch his disc.
He's all-time high.
He's hysterical.
Yep. Also in that conversation, our guest when we come back from this break is going to be Jake Monn, also at 97% C1X. He's in the backstage vibing already, and it's going to be a great time talking to him. So we'll jump to FPO when we are done with Jake. But man, what an incredible time on the MPO side, and we'll dive even more deeper right after this message. exciting things happening over at DGA. We have brand new stock stamps for the Pro line, and what was the SP plastic is now the Spark plastic. Zach, show us what you got over there. I got a Pipeline and a Hurricane. These things are looking amazing. The Pro line blend is a brand new blend as of Des Moines Challenge Week. This stuff is grippy. It feels incredible. And what was SP, now the Spark plastic. It's beautiful. The artwork looks good. Zach, what discs do you have in your hands?
This is the Quake.
Ooh.
Nice overstable mid-range. Honestly, dude, this plastic is incredible.
Yeah.
It's obviously built to last, but it's firm and it's just tacky, little grippy, little tacky on the hand. Holy smokes. Like the perfect, honestly, if I'm going to backhand anything, it's this type of plastic.
Yeah, and the Quake in this first stock run of the new Pro Line blend has a little bit more rise to it. At the tournament this weekend, Cole Redolin threw that Quake 5 times, I think he said, at the campground, and then instantly bagged it. It knocked discs out of his bag. It's got a little more rise in the shoulder. It's so overstable, feels great. Definitely the backhand Quake. The Hurricane, these came out a little bit more stiff, and they feel so freaking grippy. I'm loving the artwork too. It's simplistic, it's clean. It definitely has just a much smaller version than what was the stock artwork. We'll be able to pick these up over at discgolf.com or your local retailer in the coming weeks. And man, I love this artwork. It's simplistic. It just looks so good. I can't get over how refreshing it is to see new artwork on our disc. So discgolf.com, your local retailer, new stock plastic, new blends coming soon. Welcome back to Park Podcast. Joining us now is your top 5 finisher, Mr. Jake Monn. Brother, what a freaking final round. Playing out of your mind, putting absurd all 3 rounds. You and I got to spend a lot of time together this weekend, shot some fun content. How you feeling? Has it settled in that you are a top 5 finisher at a Pro Tour event?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of settled in. It's pretty cool. I didn't know I had that in me, but now I do.
Yeah, you do.
And now I'm just kind of looking to try to win one, man. That's the next goal.
That's awesome.
Dude, why not? We talking about winning one, talking about what you're going to do afterwards. Gage shot an interview with you, and we got to talk about this because you were like, I'm going to be cooking some chicken, some rice.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Hold on. Wait.
Hold up. And then literally you post on your story. Not far after that. And Silas Schultz comments just straight up, no punctuation, just bro went to A&W.
Yeah, so I was hanging out with Silas a little bit ago, and I had to tell him why he's got a clown on me like that. So I had every intention to eat the chicken or rice. I came back to the RV after the round because we were staying at the campground at Pickard, and then I had a hot dog, which was good. But then afterwards, Adam and Ryan, my old brothers, they were like, let's go out to eat to celebrate. So we went to A&W. That was a lot later in the evening.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there. It was a lot later in the evening.
For the timeline.
Yes. It wasn't right after the round. It was a good 3 hours afterwards.
Got to make people think I'm eating good, but nah, bro, we going A&W.
I usually eat good, but when my brother's in town, they've just been like, oh, let's go here. Let's go here. So.
Yeah. But also,
it's like a vacation diet, man. You can't stop it.
Yeah, exactly. It's also, A&W, it's like, dude, it's like freaking, you can get Chick-fil-A sauce at the store, but it's not the same as when you're in person. If you get an A&W root beer at A&W, it just hits different, dude.
All right, hold on. This is gonna might make you upset. I'm not a root beer guy, so I didn't get a root beer.
What'd you get?
I just got a Coke, but A&W was okay. I don't think
it's amazing. That's okay. It's not a hot take.
Yeah, okay. It's just not that. It was like I had onion rings and a burger, and the onion rings were like, they were all right.
While we're on this train, Whataburger, incredibly overrated. It's dry. It's not as good as In-N-Out. I'm gonna say it.
Never had Whataburger. Never had Whataburger.
You're not missing anything. You'll be all right.
Okay, good.
Georgia's currently freaking out about Whataburgers. They're popping up in Georgia. When the day it opens, the line is like 6 hours long. It's really dumb.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Anyway, we could talk about fast food restaurants for a while. We'll do that later. But dude, coming into this tournament, I mean, you had a great finish at the Majestic. You were definitely trending in the direction. Talk about what this course, how does it fit your game? What was your mindset coming in? Because like you said at the beginning of this, you're like, I didn't even know I had that in me. What was the vibes coming into this tournament?
Yeah, so Pickard is a really fun course. This is my 3rd year now playing Des Moines. So I knew the course fairly well. it's just you got to keep it in bounds and make your putts. And like I remember last year, my issue was I couldn't throw the disc very well. This year I've been throwing it a lot better. I just needed to get it like closer. I was putting it in C2 and reg a lot. And then this weekend I was finally able to push it into circle 1 and reg and make some putts. So that was probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
Dude, your putting was lights out. I mean, we already alluded to it. You know, you only missed one putt.
First hole of the tournament.
Was it really?
15-footer on the first hole.
Oh man.
Wait, that was your only miss the whole time?
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, I was for par. I hit the first tree on 1, almost threw in for birdie from like 130, and then went 15 feet long, missed it left, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those days. And then I made a 60-footer for birdie on the next hole. But then I got a little confused.
And then you just stay confused because it worked.
Yes, it did.
Round 3 was crazy though. I mean, you didn't miss a single putt. You didn't go OB a single time. So those two things, hit your putts and don't go OB, check. You had more strokes gained tee to green than anybody else in round 3. I don't know if you saw that, but the fairway hits, right? 17 from 19 fairway hits, like huge, man. You were really dialed.
Yeah. So like I was saying last year, my issue was I just couldn't throw it all. So that was a big focus point this offseason was keeping the disc in the fairway and keeping the disc in bounds. Because I remember like halfway through last year, I remember the number was like I threw it OB on 13% of my shots, or like 20% of the throws I had were thrown OB. Wow. So it was just like keep the disc in bounds, and so I was able to do that this week.
Yeah, and that's not an easy thing to do, especially on some of those back 9 holes through the woods. There's OB on both sides, people throwing over the top, getting unlucky. I mean, this course, like you said, Pickard is a beast. I walked the course multiple times, and it's one of the courses. There's some courses I feel like you watch on coverage or something like that, and you're like, oh yeah, that's doable. But there's some holes at Pickard where you're just like, oh my god, this is a lot harder than it looks. What was a hole you walked up to each time that kind of surprised you that you were able to play well?
We'll play bad. 17 and 18, because those holes are scary. I thought they did a great job because Pickard was a lot of fun last year, but the finish was kind of soft, because you played what is now 16 as hole 17 and then par 5 18. So it's like if you hit the gap, if you're going down the stretch, with a 2-stroke lead, you hit the gap on 17, it's kind of wraps, it's game over.
Yeah.
But now it's like anything could happen on 17 18. So I really like the changes to 17 18. I think 18 will only get better. I remember hole 3 was first introduced in 2022, and that hole was kind of like a little iffy when the first year went in, and now it's fantastic. So I think 18 will get a little better as time goes on. Same with 17. But I think the changes there were really well done.
Speaking of changes, what did you do? I mean, in round 1, you went par bogey, and then in the other rounds, you birdied them. So in 17, was it just, hey, you got out of the gap? Because I mean, really, if you get out of the gap, you're clean, or did you change your play?
No, that's pretty much what it was. Just got out the gap. 17 in the first round, so 17 in the first round, I did throw a different disc than I did in round 2 and 3 because we had a little bit. Round 1 was a little windier.
It was super windy round 1.
Yeah. So we had a headwind on that one, and I went. Actually, got really lucky in round 1 on that hole. I threw that the Ellie Swirl Tsunami I was showing you on hole 7.
You were jamming on that
one. I threw that one through the gap. Kind of got lucky. Got like 3/4 of the way down the gap. Hit something late, and then tried to go under the 2 trees at the on the OB line. And try to go under those.
You tried to run. You tried to run the island from there, not even making out of the gap.
Yeah, I decided at that point I was like, okay, I'm going to go for the island because if I throw it OB, I'll go to the DZ and I can save bogey. What I don't want to happen is to lay up, throw OB, and then go take a double. Yeah. And I felt pretty confident about it, and I ended up smacking the tree dead center and then kicking back safe because I hit it square, and then from there I put it circle's edge left, and the spotter had to run over and check it to see if it was in bounds, and then I made that for par. But and then what
are your feelings about that hole? I mean, the tee shot's hard. Then the island it's blind. You don't really realize it until you walk it. It is blind. You cannot tell other than seeing where the basket is.
I really like the blind island because it makes it more of you have to dial that in during your practice rounds. It makes it more kind of like a play. You got to dial that in practice. You got to find your spot and be like, yeah, you gotta because you can range find it all you want, but then you're still going to be uncomfortable throwing that unless you've thrown that in practice. But I really do like 17. I want to see them open up that left side gap a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely was there to cut out some trees to give you a forehand, but it just wasn't necessarily what everyone did. But I feel like the people that did it found more success than the going up the middle.
Yeah, I feel like it was a little shorter to get out of the gap going the left side. It was just way tighter, way tighter.
Yeah, you can tell just from the view from the tee pad. It's like almost like the sucker gap.
Yeah,
over there.
I heard from somebody. I don't know if this was 17 or 18, but they said something about that they were going to take out a few more trees to open up the gap a little more, but they had to get it professionally done and didn't have time. So maybe that gap will be bigger next year. I'm not sure.
I mean, first
Seems
year
like
of changes, it's going to get better and better.
Yeah, and it does seem like this is one of the tournaments that does a lot of good changes for the benefit of the players in the tournament.
Yeah, this course has gotten a lot better every year I've played it. They've made good changes, and yeah, I really enjoy Pickard Park.
Yeah,
no
doubt, no doubt.
I was looking. Your third round was your highest rated round ever.
Yeah, it's so close to a 1080, and then it dropped to like 1079 or something.
1079 is where it's at.
Yeah,
that's still freaking hot, dude.
Yeah, it felt good. I was able to like not you hear it all the time about being present when you're playing disc golf, but I was actually able to experience that, and it was kind of cool. I remember feeling similar feelings at USDGC in round 2, 2022. But yeah, I was able to like, not really worry too much about what I did on the previous holes, and then not think about, oh, this is what I'm at. I need to finish the back 9 with 7 or birdies or so I can climb up spots. And look at scores. I was just like, all right, let's pick a random hole 9. So just throw squall straight up the hill, hit the gap, and just like take it one shot at a time. And it was sweet to see the result of that.
You're throwing squall on that hole? There's turnover?
I have a SP squall that's kind of, I wouldn't say stable, but it's not flippy.
Yeah.
So I just kind of ripped it flat at it.
Like you said, I think Pickard in general, you said practice round on 17. Like that's, of course, there's a lot of blind. Like you have no idea what your disc is doing once you get out that gap.
Yeah, the practice rounds are really important out of Pickard, especially.
Talking hot rounds, I don't know if you realize this or if you've driven deep in this. The only other people to shoot 12 under par at this course, obviously Adam Hammes shot 14, but is Jake Monn, that's you, Anthony Barilla, and Gannon Burr, which are arguably the top 2 players in the world right now. What does it feel like to have your name alongside those guys? And do you think that that's, hey, this is just a one-off, or do you think this was, wow, everything clicked and I can do this consistently?
I don't think it'll be, I hope it's not a one-off. But I really feel confident that it won't be a one-off because like you were saying, from Preserve to Majestic to now, like I had a huge like mindset change after Beaver because I missed cash on every single tournament on the West Coast swing, partially because I couldn't stay fully healthy. Like I broke my hand beginning of the year, out for 10 weeks, and then I started having some shoulder issues because I'm not throwing for 10 weeks.
And talk about the hand real quick. What was for people that don't know, what happened with that? What's the recovery been like?
Oh, so the story behind it is kind of funny. I don't know if I told you or not, but so it was, I think, a week and 2 days before we were leaving for chess. Evan was hanging out at my house. It was just 2 of us. We were just spending the day like any other normal day. We're throwing a football back and forth. And then he throws me a football, catch it, jams my thumb, and broke it right down here.
What? Evan, you maniac.
Yeah, blame Evan. Blame Evan.
What the heck, Evan?
Evan's fault, dude.
Evan's fault.
I will say I haven't thrown a football since then. I don't know if I'm just scared to or not.
I would be terrified.
Yeah, I was in a cast. So after I broke it on the Friday, I spent the whole weekend like, oh, it's just jammed. It'll be better. I'll be all right. And then the next Wednesday, we were like, all right, I should probably go get this checked out. It's not going to be broken. Well, that's crazy. It's not going to be broken.
Right.
And then they were like, yep, you have a minimal fracture in your, I think first metacarpal is what the diagnosis was. But it's called a Bennett's fracture if you're curious to look it up. But it's like a split kind of down here in the bone. Luckily, mine was only minimally fractured because if you get it, if it gets worse, then they need pins to surgically put in pins so they can reset your thumb. I was told in rare cases is it not surgically fixed, so I was lucky, I
Yeah.
guess. And then
Super
I
lucky.
got my cast off during USW DGC week, and then I was told it needs another 5 weeks or so to finish healing. Like, it was healing well, but I didn't
Mhm.
wanna retweak it, and then I ended up playing MCO, was my first tournament back.
Yeah.
I got cleared that Monday and then played Friday.
Oof.
That's ballsy, man.
Yeah.
It was
I feel
ugh.
sorry, I
I
was
did
gonna
not
say I feel like I can't even play a tournament if I haven't been putting for the last couple of days consistently, let alone coming back from a thumb
oh,
injury. Like what?
Yeah.
looking back on it, probably should not have played MCO. I
Okay.
finished, like, 3rd to last. I averaged, like, 950, I think. It was a rough weekend, but that was also
Yeah.
so earlier that week, now I have a scar from it, but I played my first full round back in 10 weeks that Tuesday, and then sliced my finger open on my knuckle with a knife that Tuesday afternoon, so
You
I
need to
couldn't
start
play.
being left-handed other than disc golf, brother.
I know. And then so I didn't play or I didn't play a practice round that Wednesday or Thursday, or that Wednesday or yeah, Wednesday or Thursday. So Friday I picked up a disc and I was like, all right, let's see how this is. I had like my fingers super glued together. I just had my thumb told me I was good. And I was, oh my, it was bad. I did not. I think I started 8 over through 8 my first tournament back this year. It was rough. And then
Insert the
later,
meme. One of us. One of us.
and then halfway through the week or that weekend, I started feeling the shoulder pain like real bad because if you don't use your shoulder for 10
Yeah.
weeks and then start trying to throw a frisbee on a pro tour course, just a heads up, doesn't go well. Your shoulder
Yeah.
doesn't like that.
Mm-mm.
And then for a while I was trying to figure out like what is going on with my shoulder. I talked with Seth Muncie a lot, and he was basically like, "Dog, you got to strengthen your shoulder up."
Yeah.
So after Milo, I ended up like, all right, dude, if we got to start, we got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Started taking like the strengthening my shoulder up and like everything outside of playing disc golf a lot more seriously. So
Mhm.
a lot of stretching, a lot of strengthening.
What were some of the
And just
exercises he gave you for like
Yeah.
shoulder strengthening? Because I know we talked a lot about that with Cole a couple episodes ago about like being intentional for disc golf training more than just I'm just going to go freaking power clean. But like,
yeah.
what was it for shoulder specific for disc golf? What were some of the workouts?
So I also did talk to Dr. Brandon. I forget
Oh
his
yeah,
last
at
name.
Oregon Sports
Yes.
Family. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I talked to him a good bit at Milo that week. He helped me out a good bit too, him and Seth. But they were telling me, I don't know what it's called, but it's like you get in a push-up position and then you just like shoulder taps.
Shoulder
Like,
taps. Yeah.
like put all the weight on your shoulder,
Stability. Yeah.
strength, yep, stability in your
Yeah.
shoulder. A lot of like rows, like with a
Mhm.
band rows to strengthen your lat muscle.
Mm.
Yeah, just stuff to strengthen my shoulder up a little bit like
Mm.
that. And then I've been focusing a lot on hip mobility because I don't want any hip injuries.
Yep.
So I've been doing like the world's greatest stretch, a couple of like I don't even know how to say it, but like you knee on one knee and lean forward and
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
really
Like
get the
a
deep
runner,
stretch.
almost like a runner's pose,
Yep.
runner stretch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Stuff around the
Um,
psoas and stuff too. Just make sure everything
yeah,
is staying loose. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. What did your grip have to change with a thumb injury? I feel
Mm.
like did you have to change anything or did your release change or something? Do you have
No,
more mobility or less?
so when I broke it, I couldn't like push down. So the nothing changed with the grip with my 4 fingers. It was just like my thumb, I couldn't press down, and then when I threw, I had no um, strength in that thumb.
Mm.
So nothing really changed about the grip, but I did notice for the first few weeks I couldn't like really jam into the disc like I like to, like grip it firm with my
Yeah.
thumb. It was kind of tough.
Forehands are the same.
Yeah, forehands are the same. I will say I started throwing forehands back 100% at like DDO, and it did. My thumb was a little sore for a little while, just getting
Mhm.
used to it again. But
Yeah.
I would say it's probably at like 95% now. Like it's if I
Cool.
still try to get way out there, it feels a little tight. But I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
that's just because you broke a bone. It's gonna feel like that.
Right.
But
Tough situation. Like tough spot for a break too.
yeah.
Like right at the base of
Yeah.
your thumb. Like I would
Yeah.
no bueno.
Yeah, so I was looking into it, and it's like you have 2, tendons running, like, this way across your hand and then one running this way, I think, and basically where I broke it is this one is just pulling the thumb, like, out pretty much.
Mm.
Bogus.
So,
Tough.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, that's wild. Talk about the touring with your buddy. What's it like? How did you guys actually like get to know each other? How's traveling together? All that kind of stuff.
So me and Evan actually grew up together. I've known him since I was like 2 years old.
Wow.
We grew up together. Yeah, we went to the same school. And then we started playing in fourth grade. One of our other buddies brought in like little plastic minis into indoor recess, and we
Yeah.
started playing around the classroom. And then I went home. We set up with my family. We set up 2 soccer nets, and then we were playing like with an ultimate disc. And my dad was like, "Hey, that
Mhm.
looks like something I did in college." He
Yeah.
pulled out his DX Aviar, Leopard, Panther, and
Yo.
Valkyrie, and then we started playing disc golf.
Yeah.
What a bag. That's a great
Yeah.
one.
Do you
That's
still
so
have any of
cool.
those discs?
Oh, they're all still in the garage at home.
That's
100%.
awesome.
He doesn't throw any of them anymore, but we still have them. But yeah, and then actually stopped playing for a while. I lost interest because I played basketball and football in
Mhm.
middle school and high school. And then Evan and his dad brought me to Pro Worlds in 2017 at IDGC. And
Yep, I was there.
if you watch the Jomez coverage in round 3 at WR Jackson, you can actually see me and Evan behind the basket on one of the Turkey's goal holes.
That's crazy.
cool.
And then at that point, I was like, yeah, I want to play disc golf again. And then later that year,
Yeah.
I played my first tournament, and here I am.
Dude.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
me and Evan in 2022 did a little. We were 17, so we did a little tour with one of our parents, and then in last year we hit the road full time together.
Dude, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I love that. So, I mean, your family, obviously you got brothers. What's the age separation between your brothers? Because I mean, everyone's playing at this point.
Yeah, so I'm 19. I'm the middle child. And then Ryan, my younger brother, he's 16, I think. He'll be 17 in August. And then my older brother's 21, and he'll be 22 in October.
Yep.
So who in reality do you think is going to be the best disc golfer?
Ooh.
Come on, Zach. It's me. It's me. Come on, man.
Okay.
Bro, I'll go get. Oh no, I think they just left. But I was like, I'll go get Ryan in here, and we can start arguing about that.
Did Adam already head back?
Yeah, Adam. So Adam was, we played. Me, my dad, and Adam started. Adam's my older brother. We all started playing together. Ryan was not interested, and then me and Adam were kind of similar skill level. He got up to like 970 maybe. And
I met Adam at college disc golf last year.
Yeah,
we met it. You got there, yeah.
So he then he went off to college, and he's a mechanical engineer at Clemson. And he runs, I think he's the president of the Clemson disc golf team, but he's not looking to play disc golf professionally. And then Ryan started playing in 2020 with one of our buddies up the street and his family. And he started playing. And when he eventually went and did online school like I did, and he was just at home, he couldn't drive. So he'd do his school, he'd be done at like noon. And then he'd just be out in the backyard practicing, and he got good pretty quick.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Do you think there is a time coming where you and he will be battling, on the pro tour? Is that what he has in
very
yeah.
soon? Oh yeah, I think that's going to be happening very soon. He's I think he went down in rating today, but he was still 1,000 rated. He just won the USA DGC.
Yeah.
He's playing Junior Worlds next week. His goal is to win all 3 of the AM majors.
Heck yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Has anyone ever done that?
No, that's why he wants to do it.
Yeah, there wasn't necessarily 3 AM majors until recently. So
yeah. So nobody's done that. He wants to do that. We kept trying to tell him he needs to just go ahead and go pro, but he wants to win the AM majors.
Dude,
building that resume, dude.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking, building the resume.
Is there anything outside of disc golf that that you could beat your brothers in like every time?
Anything. Give me any
I knew
sport,
that was
dude.
coming. That's such a middle brother answer. I have 2 brothers as well, and that's definitely.
You're more athletic than both of them.
So me and Adam, we played, like I said, we played basketball growing up. Our 1v1s in the driveway used to get really heated. They most of the time would end with somebody throwing something at each other and then walking out of the
Zach, you
court.
and your brother, I'm sure, are the same.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, Aaron especially. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
my brother, who's a couple years older than me, we would do the same thing.
Yeah, so you guys know what it is. And then Ryan was always Ryan just recently got big. Like I'm what, 6'4" or something. Mitch, you were with us this weekend.
Yeah, you're probably 6'5". Yeah, I'm 6'3", and you're good 2 inches taller than me.
So we're tall people. Me and Adam grew up, and we were big kids. I was like 9th grade or something, and Ryan was kind of always smaller, and then just recently hit his growth spurt. So we were kind of like he wasn't as big as we are, so he would never like play with basketball against us. He was always scared, and he would be like, "Oh, I quit," and then walk off the court.
Yep. Yeah, Zach, you actually might be the exact build as Jake. Like, no, you and Jake are probably the exact height and weight. Like, y'all are so similar in size.
That makes sense. Yeah. We're built about the same. What's funny though is like I'm the biggest, and I have 2 older brothers. So for them, it was like, all right, you better come play with us. You know, we've got our 16-year-old buddies playing tackle football, and you're 12, and you're the size of all of us. Like, come play, come get your breath knocked out.
Beat up on the little guy.
That wasn't Ryan. Ryan was always a little like he probably was like 5'4", 5'5", and really skinny kid. And then he hit his growth spurt, and now he's like I went home from tour last year and looked at him and I was like, oh my gosh, you look different.
You're growing up, little brother.
Yeah, it's weird. He still can't grow a beard yet. Me and Adam both have killer beards.
Dude, you got some blonde beard. Adam's beard is huge.
Yeah, he looks like Jesus, dude. He's like the Jesus.
Blonde Jesus.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it. So we got a couple questions here from DGA. They wanted to rapid fire you. So give us, quick answers. I mean, also, if you need to take a timeout, 30 seconds, you let us know. PDGA is not going to, we're not going to stroke you. Yeah, only this is my second timeout. I already had one earlier. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Have you used that? Have you seen anyone using this nonsensical ridiculousness?
Timeouts.
Did they integrate that for like, is it already a rule?
I'm pretty sure it's already active for like 8 years and above, isn't it?
I thought that was going to be a rule for next year.
It might. I don't know. You know better than me.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. But no, I have not heard of anybody using that rule. There's a few people that I think the rule is goofy, but like I get it in certain situations. Like if you're playing somewhere like Northwoods, because I'm a relatively quick player. So if I'm playing somewhere like Northwoods and I'm getting like hole 12, I remember we had a marshal card called to our card, and I was just in the worst spot every throw on that hole, and I was like, he's gonna give me a time warning, and I'm not a slow player. I'm just in a terrible spot.
Yeah.
So I like it for that, but I also can see it like if somebody who takes a while to putt, like if they take 50 seconds to if they take like 50 seconds to putt, I feel like as a card, you could look at them and be like, that kind of has to be one of your timeouts. You just doubled your limit. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. What is the vibe like that when that happens on a card? Is it because like our sport's in a weird place where it's like, how do you make this decision? How do you talk to the other guys and be like, all right, we're gonna gang up on them after 3 more times? Like it's like we want to be self-governed, but like it's weird. It's a weird space.
Yeah, so we in round 3 we played with somebody who takes the second to putt. I won't name names, but I was with the guy with some people on my card. We were talking about it because we were aware that he was taking a little bit longer. It wasn't like he wasn't taking 2 minutes to putt, but it was a little bit. But the way I look at it is, like I said, you're saying it's kind of weird because we weren't causing any backups. We weren't holding people up because of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he was taking 2 minutes. It was maybe 40 seconds. So on the one hand, he is getting an advantage, I guess, because he gets over the extended time. But
does that mess with your mental where you're just like, oh my God, please? Or you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna stay in my lane.
It could definitely. But I try to not let it. Like it can be more of I try not to let it. Yeah. But
did you guys sorry, did you choose to say anything? Did anyone say anything?
We ended up not saying anything only because it wasn't like god awful, and then we weren't backing up the course. Like if we were the reason for a backup, then you got to be like, all right, dude, look, we gotta
it's on
pick
us,
it
you
up.
know, like it's
Yeah,
on the
at that
card
point,
to make sure. Yeah.
exactly, at that point, it's on the card. Like, I remember a situation at Preserve 2 weeks ago. There was a whole debacle on hole 14 because of the river, the Mississippi being really high.
Mhm.
And on a card, I had a situation. Apparently, a card earlier had a situation, and they were saying this happened, but then the TD got there and he heard a different story. And at that point, it had to have been like it's the card's fault. Like I think there should have been a courtesy warning called, but the card didn't call it. And at that point, it's on the card. You got to make the call.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, at that point, it would be on the card, us, if we didn't make the call because we were holding up play.
Right. No, good to know. It's a good take. I think that's something that's in our sport we're trying to figure out what's going on. But all right, fun question time.
Yeah.
Into the DGA rapid fire. Was DMC your biggest cash to date, and what do you plan on doing with this money that is irresponsible?
Irresponsible.
You already
that
went
last
to
part up.
A&W. No,
He made that up.
Was that a gauge? Was that a gauge question, bro? It seems like a gauge question. Yeah, so it was my biggest cash. I think it doubled my last biggest cash. And then
Heck yeah.
irresponsible, yeah, probably spending too much money on food. I'm gonna try not to because I need to save some money. But yeah,
What's the food spot when you're like, I want to drop money on food? Like, are you like high class restaurant? Or are you just like, I'm gonna go big somewhere?
I bum it out on fast food, dude. I weigh like 220 now. I used to weigh 280. So yeah, I used to devour some fast food. So fast food is definitely my crutch. But I do have a better answer for irresponsible purchase. We're in Kansas City this week. We're gonna go to Worlds of Fun tomorrow.
What's that?
Amusement park. It's kind of like the same people that run Carowinds, like the Cedar Fair.
Okay. Yeah.
It's another Cedar Fair
awesome.
park. Yeah, so we're gonna go to that tomorrow.
That's a good spot to blow some money for sure.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I think I only spent like $60.
So. Hey, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not so bad.
All right. Next question. What was your favorite song during your senior year of high school?
Oh, okay. So this is okay. Sorry. This is kind of weird. So I went to an in-person school up until the 10th grade. And then my 11th and 12th grade year were kind of mashed together because I did online school and I was able to complete it.
Quicker.
Quicker.
Yeah.
What was my favorite song? So that would have been 2022. It's probably something off of Faces, off of Mac Miller's Faces.
That's a sick
I'll give you. I'll just give you the album. We'll go Faces.
I love it. That's a great album.
Answer.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good answer. All right. 400-foot forehand shot to win $1 million. Who are you picking to do it?
400-foot forehand shot. Is it like an island, like CTP 400 foot?
It's a CTP 400-foot shot to win $1 million. Who are you picking?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough question. 400 feet, because that's like, I want to say somebody like I want to say like AB, but he can just That's solely because he can throw like
juice
a 6.
Though.
He can go. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Aaron Gossage.
Okay.
Because he's got such a good forehand.
Yeah. Is it wide open? Is it an open forehand hole?
Yeah. I would say Aaron or Sully too. Sully's got super good accuracy with the forehand.
Yeah. I just want if it's wide open, I want anyone who has the spike. You know.
Yeah.
The one.
That's why I think Goose, because he's got the because he just. Boop,
yep.
Yeah.
If it's in the woods, I'm picking Marweed for sure.
Oh man. Yeah.
Great.
There's so many good forehand players. Yeah. Marweed's such a good pick.
That's good.
Nice one. If you weren't a pro disc golfer, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't a pro disc golfer, what would I be doing? That's a fantastic question. I would probably be I would be just after my first year of college right now, so I would be hanging out at summer break with my buddies right now. That's probably what I would be doing. I would have just finished my first year of college.
What would you be going to school for? Or do you have intention to maybe like do a degree at some point, or are you just like, don't even think about it?
No, after 10th grade, like I said, I did online school, and I solely did online school so I could tour a little bit more. So when I made that decision, that was like, all right, we're all in on disc golf right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if disc golf is going well at the moment, ideally it keeps going well and I can do this for a long time.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, which Monn brother is the best cook?
Me. Oh my gosh, me. Like, okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, I have been eating, this goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. Me and Evan eat relatively good. Like we cook a good bit of our meals. We make tacos, we make the chicken and rice
Yeah.
teriyaki. We make burgers. We've cooked steaks. Like we eat pretty good. And then Adam and Ryan get here, and they're like, "Oh, let's go to McDonald's. Oh, let's go to Dirt." So me, absolutely me.
That's funny, man. I do love that, and I respect that.
Yep.
I purposefully learned how to cook. I talked to my mom. I was like, "Listen, mom, I'm in high school. I'm going to be leaving the house soon. Like, I got to know how to feed myself good food. You know how to do this. Coach me up. Let me cook with you a couple meals. Like, teach me how to do some basics, and then you just run with it. You just run with it, and cooking's fun. It's way better than like baking. You just like throw it all together and taste it as you go. I love cooking. It's a great little hobby.
I do enjoy cooking. Yeah, cooking is a good bit of I like cooking. Sometimes you get back and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to cook and I don't want to cook. But sometimes cooking can be fun.
So on that, you were vibing on the chicken and rice, and it's not just normal chicken and rice. It's the teriyaki freaking gauge through a chef hat on you and everything. It was hilarious. So that was so funny. I was watching him edit that, and he and Kelly and I were just laughing. It was great. What's it really about? What's the recipe? Because you were like, it's not normal. It's like a whole. You got the teriyaki. What's the recipe here?
I'll be totally honest with you. It's kind of normal. It's kind of just like a basic. I cook. Okay, I guess I go a little bit above and beyond. So I'll cook up some chicken tenderloins on the cast iron, season it with salt, pepper, onion, garlic.
Nice.
That's it, and then cook it up, and then cut it up, and then I'll cool down the pan, pour some teriyaki and soy. Put the chicken back in and like get the soy and teriyaki a little thick, toss it in the chicken so it's a little glaze on the chicken. Evan will usually cook the rice, and we have been in a heated debate about how to cook rice recently.
Ooh, okay, what's the debate? Let's hear it.
Let me ask you. Okay, you're cooking
we'll
rice.
Have Evan on soon. I want to hear. We'll get both sides.
You're cooking rice in a pot, just a pot. How do you cook rice? Let me ask you guys.
So depending on the rice, but usually it's 1 cup rice per 1.5 cups water, right? Or sometimes it's 2 cups water if it's brown rice.
There's a measurement though.
Then you cover it. Sure. There's a measurement always.
Yes.
To be.
No. Buddy will throw the rice in there, pour water in, and then strain the rice afterwards.
What? I'm not into it, man.
No.
Look, and I'll vouch for him in the sense that it doesn't really like taste bad. Like
but the texture's got to be weird.
It's not that bad, but it's just that's not the way to cook rice in my opinion. But he'll tell you something else, man. For sure.
My girlfriend's the same way. She's like, I can cook so many things, but she cannot cook rice. Like it'll either be not enough water or it'll be like sludge. There's no in between. I'm like, just do what's on the bag. Like it's not hard.
The bag tells you what to do.
Yeah.
The rice can be fickle though. Rice is kind of a little bit of a bee, you know.
So I mean, at the end of the day, the rice tastes fine. We end up frying it in the cast iron. So we'll cook up the rice in the pan. I got the chicken cooked. We'll throw the rice in the pan. We'll fry it a little bit,
nice.
And then you just have chicken rice. It's kind of
you've got glazed chicken and then like a little bit of a fried rice vibe.
Yeah. And then sometimes we'll throw eggs in there, so it'll be like chicken fried rice,
real fried rice. That's solid, man. I like it.
No, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Not just your bland white rice, bland chicken. Yeah.
Yep.
Just
all right.
A little bit extra.
All right. So, you keep yourself healthy on the food side. Now, keeping yourself healthy on like a moral or mental or like spiritual side, what is your support system out on tour? Like, is it friends or are you connecting with your family a lot? Like, what is that for you?
Yeah, so I'm very, very close with all of my family, mom, dad, and then my 2 brothers. My dad has preached to me my whole life, like, look, one day we won't be here and all you're going to have at the end of the day is your family. So get along with your brothers. And he has drilled that in our heads our whole life. So I'm really close with my brothers, really close to my family. I wouldn't be able to do this without my parents' support and help. And so my parents are a huge support. And then we have a pretty good friend group, me, Evan, and then the Carries. We hang out with them. They've been our like tour. I want to give shout out to them. They've been our tour parents for the past 2 years.
They are. I've heard you literally call them mom and dad.
Man.
Yeah,
they're the coolest people.
They really are. Super fun to hang out with. Onyx the dog.
Yes.
Love Onyx.
Dude,
the dog.
Onyx. So Zach, you haven't seen Onyx in a long
Bro,
time.
he's massive.
He's
He's a big
huge.
guy.
Well, we were carrying him around at
As a puppy.
USDGC like a little
Yeah.
coin
They
purse.
had gotten him
Yeah.
at USDGC or like the week before
Mhm.
USDGC
the week before,
that
I
year.
think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like we walked, Zach, how long did it take us to walk from player parking to Vendor Village? Like an hour and a half, because it was just like, I mean, tiny little steps, obviously small legs, but also like people were like, "Is that a puppy? Can I see your puppy? Can I see?"
Yep.
Like I was like, we have places to be.
Yeah.
Onyx,
It was great,
Onyx was cute as a dog, man, as a puppy, and now he's kind of
He's crazy.
he's kind of a butthead sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Onyx does what he wants, man. It's his world. We're just living in it.
Hey, come
But,
on.
You know,
it's-
as a dog trainer, I kind of blame the parents a little bit.
Call
See,
him out.
A little
It's
bit.
but they Onyx is a well-trained dog though. Like
That's good.
you know, he's a good dog. It's just like when we go play disc golf rounds, he gets super excited and he just
Yeah.
starts running around and does whatever he wants. And like I remember one situation we were playing the fort on the way out west, and on the island hole that 16, Evan threw one of his discs in the water and you could see it clear as day. So we were just gonna fish it out. And dogs have to be on a leash at the fort. So Onyx was on a leash. AJ dropped the leash just to putt. Onyx booked it to the water and muddied up the ground, and we lost Evan's disc.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
man.
So like that's in the sense of Onyx does whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, Onyx will also fish out some frisbees. If you throw a disc in the water, he'll swim out there and he'll get the
There you
disc
go.
for you.
That
There
is
you go.
super nice. Okay.
Not
So
bad, not bad.
pros and cons. I hear it.
Exactly.
For sure, pros and cons.
That's
All
cool.
right, well,
I do love that though, that you have your own
Yeah.
support system and like
Mhm.
people who are touring with you.
Yep.
That's money.
Yeah, it matters. I mean, it's how many people you think are on full-time tour right now? Like 70, maybe less? Like
That sounds
FPO,
right.
MPO, that sounds about right?
Yeah, and then like obviously, like I'm friends with so many people on tour. Like I can name a lot of names. Right
Yeah.
now, I'm hanging out with Braden Sides a good bit.
Mhm.
Randy, man, and then Joey. Good friends with Joey too. I've known Joey and Braden before they are even close. Like before they were on tour. Like we
Oh,
played back
cool.
at home all the time because
Nice.
Joey's from Georgia and
Yeah, he's
Braden's
Athens.
Braden's from
Mhm.
somewhere in South Carolina, North Augusta
Yeah.
or something. So I've known them for a while.
That's
And
cool.
then a lot of other guys too. We're just if you're on tour, you pretty much know everybody and you're
Yeah.
close with a lot of people. Yeah.
That's awesome. Who would be your card if you had to play like lead card at Worlds, and you're like, here's what you want, like good vibes, you want a good battle, and then you want to be like, yo, I beat these people. Who's lead card with you final round at Worlds, like dream card? You're ahead by 5 though, so you're not worried. You're not worried.
That's such a tough question because like I feel like I'll give you an answer for recently. People I've played with recently, and recently it's been like I would have to put like Nate Hecker on the card. I love
Okay.
playing with Nate Hecker.
Nice.
Braden would probably be on the card, and then who would be the fourth?
So you got your buddies. Who's going to be someone you're like, I beat that guy. I did that.
Beat that guy.
I mean,
Honestly, I'll just give you right now. I'll give you Silas because I freaking Silas and I got beef, dude. Not really, but yeah.
you got A&W Burger beef.
Silas, yeah. I beat Silas. Yeah,
That's awesome.
So
That's a
that'd
good
be
group.
Yeah.
You beat Silas. You took him to A&W afterwards as consolation. You hand him his burger and throw it on the ground.
Exactly. No, I eat it right in front of him. You can't disrespect a burger like that.
Oh,
You
that's
gotta eat it.
Yeah.
True.
Can't waste the food.
No wasted money. No, exactly.
Yeah,
You can't waste food.
Oh,
I'm always
man.
the guy at the dinner table. It's like, oh, you got extra food? I'll take that. Let me get that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk DGA. First year on the team. As we wrap up
Mhm.
here, what's give me go-to disc in each slot? Driver,
Each
fairway, mid, putter.
Okay, so putter, breaker. You know,
Ooh.
like,
Yeah, I mean, you got the new tour fundraiser. Talk about that.
Jake Monn. Yeah, let me grab one real quick. Hold on.
Ooh, do
I
it.
just took them all inside.
Yeah.
I think I have one. Do I have one up here?
Yeah, while he's
might be
grabbing
right.
it, we got those were on the table at the tent at Des Moines Challenge. Got that sweet stamp, the rubber
Oh, it
blend
is.
plastic, dude. It's so
That's
sick.
beautiful.
This is the Pro Series plastic, is what
Mhm.
we're calling it. Yeah, so I got the stamp, State of South Carolina. You got the palmetto tree in the middle, and then right up here is my logo and the moon, and that's kind of like right where Greenville is, where I'm from. So
That's awesome, man. I also
And
dig
these-
the like Keith Haring vibes in the the shape of
Mhm.
the state. That's a good looking stamp.
So yeah, these ones in particular, I've been throwing one recently, or I've been throwing one this week. They
Mhm.
start off kind of beefy, and then they beat up to like just dead straight. Those, yeah, like I said, start off beefy, and then they'll beat up to dead straight. I love the way these came out. They feel just like my favorite run, the old Pro Line Breakers.
Mhm.
These are great.
Yeah, the plastic is really cool. The Pro Series is like kind of rubber blendy something, but like it's just any weather is going to be nice.
Yep. And then for mids, I'm gonna go with the Squall. The Squall is one of
Yes.
my favorite new frisbees I've ever thrown because it feels like a mid and will go just as far as my fairways. I love it so much. Oh, it's great.
Dude, we gotta tell the story about us at the tent. You and
Oh
I were
yeah.
people, so Jake and I are standing at the tent. There's a ton of people like walking up to the tent because also as DGA, we don't go to many events and are vending on site. So be able to have like a home base for the players, but then also people like, you guys are here. This is dope. So it was cool vibes the whole weekend. People would walk up, oh, I've never thrown your discs. What's your favorite disc? Jake and I were standing there, Squall. People were like, what's your favorite distance driver? Oh, Squall.
You should
Like,
use Squall. Yeah.
you should Squall. I mean, we've probably told 15 people this. And then at one point, I was like, Jake, what if we took one Squall and put it in the front of every single thing on this row, on the whole wall?
Every
like,
row.
What kind of disc is Squalls?
Just Squalls. You just need a Squall. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's
Looking for
all
a new
you need.
putter? Squall.
Yeah, you can putt the Squall. It'll be all right.
For sure. All right.
Yeah,
Fairway
the
driver. What you got?
Squall's fantastic. I got two. Would you consider the Hellfire a fairway, or is that kind
Control,
of so?
fairway.
I would say the Avalanche and the Hellfire have
Okay.
been super dope.
What's the uses of them different? Because they're not too different of frisbees. What's the use case for them?
The Hellfire just go a little bit farther than the Avalanche.
Yeah.
I've had one Avalanche that I got in the first box they sent me, and that's been in my bag since then. It's still a beefcake, and it won't go as far as the Hellfire. Avalanche I can smack flat and it'll hyzer, and then the Hellfire will go just a little bit farther.
Okay.
And then the distance drivers, I've got this one Pro Line Hurricane in my bag, man, and it's so nice. It's got a hyzer flip, replaced most of my forces from last year.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would say the Hurricane.
Okay.
Distance driver.
Are you throwing the Torrent at all?
I do have a Torrent. I have two Torrents in my bag. I have a really old Torrent it's just a roller disc. It's super flippy.
Nice.
And then
That's
I have an SP Torrent that I threw a good bit before, like I was throwing it a good bit before I broke my thumb. And then I don't throw it so much anymore, but I think I threw one today in our practice round, and they go far. It went
so far.
They bomb. They bomb.
What are you putting?
Steady BLs, D line steady BLs, deals.
I feel like I shouldn't even ask anymore. I feel like
everyone's
steady.
The putter. I'm putting the Sonars. I didn't even know Tristan Tanner's putting surfs. That surprised me.
Oh.
Yeah. He's spinning them. He's liking them.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, dude, I mean, thanks so much for joining us. Congrats on the freaking finish. Like, dude, I mean, you're all smiles. I mean, I'm bummed I didn't get to see you afterwards. Congratulations. Yeah. But dude, it's so awesome being able to hang out with you and taking on Kansas City Wide Open this weekend. What courses are you playing? How are you feeling about that?
So we play one course called Bad Rock Creek. We've played this course. This is again be the third time I've played this tournament. And the first year we played it, I remember we came out here and it wasn't well marked, and it was super hot in Kansas City. It wasn't well marked. We couldn't really figure out where we're going. It was just like, what is this place? Last year, they upgraded it, and it became like a sick course. It was awesome. And this year, they have made it even harder. This course is a beast, and it is, like, in my opinion, Pro Tour ready. This course is so good. It's a lot of tight holes, tight fairways, a good bit of OB. Gotta be hitting your lines this week. Got to be hitting gaps and making your putts.
Heck yeah! How are you feeling about it? You think this one you can take down?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Today I was feeling like my gap hitting was really worked really well today. I need to get some putts up. I know I putted well last week, but I was not putting well today. And then I think that it could also be a mental thing. Like during the tournament round, I was just really focused in on putting, and then today is kind of just like chucking some putts up, and I didn't find the stroke today, so I get some putts up and we'll dial that back in.
Nice. Zach, you got any other questions before wrapping up?
You'll be back at USDGC this year?
Yes, I will. Thank God.
Heck
Oh,
yeah,
my
man.
goodness.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Did you
awesome.
qualify this week? Was that your qualify?
I qualified at Preserve 2 weeks
Preserve.
ago.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, so happy. That was a big thing in my head because like I said, I didn't play well in the West Coast swing. I was getting really kind of down on myself. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, what are we gonna get back to where we were? Not gonna be able to play USDGC. Like USDGC is like an hour and a half from where I live. All my
Yeah, it's
bunch
like
of people
home.
come up. Exactly. It's just one tournament I hope I never miss for the rest of my career. And God, qualifying for that is like one of the biggest goals of the year for me. So super
Heck
stoked
yeah.
to
yeah,
go
man.
back and
Well,
Congrats, dude.
congrats.
Thank you.
And we'll see you there.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
we will. Come on,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
be there.
Excited for it.
Heck yeah.
You
Well,
get
dude,
to
thanks,
see
man.
the whole Mon family that weekend.
Yo, come on, run
Mom,
deep.
dad. Yeah,
I'll take you
mom,
guys
dad.
out for a fast food run.
Hey, I will say there's one place in Rock Hill we eat. I forget what the place is called, but we do go eat there.
Is it a burger
every,
spot?
every- I don't remember. It's I'll have to get my dad to text it to me.
Yeah,
I'll let
I
you
was
know.
there
But
doing content with Joseph another round, and we went to this spot. It was like, I forget what it was, but it's like a little kind of bar and grill, like right around the corner from Winthrop. And dude, it was so good. It's like
Mhm.
burgers and fries, little like hole in the wall spot. There's a lot of those little spots around there.
yeah,
So
this
good.
is a not super far away from Winthrop, but yeah, like I said, I'll get my dad to text me and we'll
Yeah,
Yeah.
figure
let us
out
know.
what it
Well,
is.
you
We'll go
and
out
your
there.
brothers should come hang out with me and some buddies because we'll just be hanging all week long. So
Come on.
Okay, for sure. We'll be here.
we'll
Yeah,
hit you up.
Ryan qualified. He's playing.
Yeah.
So me and him will be playing. Adam's gonna try to qualify on Monday. So I think
Woo!
Chad Sullivan said that we would be the first set of 3 brothers to play in the tournament.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
Adam's got some work to do to qualify. He almost did last year or 2 years ago. He's real close. So
Dang.
hopefully he can dial it in this year. If
Yeah.
not, he'll be caddying for me. I mean, he was caddying for me this week, and
Yep.
he was a big help this week. So
Yep.
that'll be
Heck
good
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I got a lot of good B-roll footage of y'all like walking and talking and stuff. It's super cool. So awesome, brother. Well, dude, appreciate you, dude. So good hanging out with you, seeing you this week. Good
Yeah.
luck, Kansas City. Thanks for joining us. And
Thanks for
we'll see you
having
in
me.
person, USDGC.
Yeah. Oh, super pumped.
Heck yeah,
Super
brother.
pumped.
Have a good night. We'll
Thanks,
talk to you
dude.
soon. Much love, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's jump into FPO from the Des Moines Challenge. Dude, first time winners on the tour. I believe this is 5.
5.
Okay. Can you name the 5? I was going to ask you. Okay.
Ask
All right.
you, dude.
I was going to ask you. You're going to ask me. Oh my gosh.
All right. I think we can do it though.
All right. Emily Weatherman.
Yep.
Holland Hanley. You go.
Ella
Okay. Silva.
and Anakin.
Boom. Look at us. We know our stuff. If you made it this far and you were questioning if we knew what we were doing, we do. We really do.
I forgot Silva, so I'm glad you remembered Silva.
I remember Silva. Yeah. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of Silva hype, man. Being able to do what she's been doing and winning all the tournaments. So
I'm surprised she can do what she's doing without making a single emotion on her face.
Yep.
Never angry, never happy.
Just locked in. You can't even do it. You can't even do it.
4
You're just gonna
seconds, man.
That's great. But man, Emily Weatherman coming from Chase Card. I believe I heard this stat. I might be wrong on this, but in FPO, a Chase Card winner has not happened since 2017. I think is what it was. It was like Paige Pierce 2017 or 2018. It was something crazy, like more than 5 years. A Chase Card winner has not happened.
It makes sense.
Because usually you have, 2 people running away with it because it's usually like we talk about all the time between 1st and 10th is like a whole nother division.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy to see, but she didn't do it without just playing lights out. She is coming into this tournament was 936 rated. For you put that in like MPO, MA1 stuff, like that's not even, you're not even like a local, there's not even a chance to play, like shoot even at some of your local courses.
Yes.
And she's 936 rated. She's been on tour for what? Less than 150 days.
Yep.
And she's 18, I believe.
She is 18.
Yeah. So she becomes the youngest Pro Tour winner on the FPO side in history. And definitely is leading the charge with the Rookie of the Year side. Shoots her first 1,000 rated round of her life. Shoots 70 something points above her rating. Like, what?
Yeah. And then shoots an even hotter round in round 3.
She goes into the final round 5 back from Owen Scoggins, and dude, like what? I mean, it when you feeling it, you feel it. She doesn't even have a profile picture on PDGA. It's a gray little box. Like, I mean, it's absurd. She doesn't even have a tour card. She's using the money from winnings to go to the next event. Like, she's on the wait list for tournaments because she's not even on tour. She's obviously winning now. She guaranteed herself a tour card for next year.
Yes.
But she's unsponsored and she's playing out of her mind. 100 points above her rating. She averaged 69 points over her rating this week.
It says a lot. We've seen her climbing, right? I don't remember which tournament it was, but she was up near the top, and I was like, "Who the heck is Emily Weatherman?"
Yep. She got 3rd place at the Majestic. She got 3rd place at DDO. That was probably the one that I think she popped out the most. We were like, "Who is this person?" Yeah, 3rd place DDO. Yeah, making that. But I mean, she wins this $8,000 check. I mean, just absolutely absurd. She's been doing this year. She's made $17K on the Pro Tour this year, paying her way as she's going. Either you play or you don't eat. Like, I mean, she's on another level. She's not rolling with some of these other top tournament or top FPO players. Like, it's a different mental space too when you don't have the backing of things. The question is she going to be picked up mid-season? Is she already in talks with people? What do you think? What's next for this? Was this a one-off, or are we really seeing a new young phenom in the FPO?
No, I think what she does is not hard to replicate. I think she can easily continue to make these good strides. And like we just said, she's so young that like her game is just kind of developing. Like her body probably hasn't fully developed either.
Yeah,
so it's like,
and she's tiny. Like, she's a small stature girl, and but she can throw bombs.
And
like,
her putting
work.
is so good, man. It's so consistent, and she's not really afraid. She just runs long putts pretty much every
on
tournament.
17 and 18, won her the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, she hit, what was it, on 17 and 18, both circle 2 putts down the 17 and 18 on 2 of the hardest holes of the weekend, and she finishes and goes 50% from C2 in the final round. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Like, clutch factor is so rare in young players, especially on the FPO side. I feel like MPO side, we've been kind of like ruined with Gannon, and some of these people, it's like Gannon won USDGC at 17, like that. But on the FPO side, I don't feel like it's as common.
No, and it was something that I was thinking about, like, not to rag on anyone who like gets emotional after a victory, but like, she didn't cry.
Yeah, what did she say? She was like, I thought I would be crying in my first win. Maybe I will later. I was like, you stone cold, dude.
She's like, she was just feeling it.
Yeah.
She was just chill. Like, everyone was like running up to her, super excited, giving her hugs, and she's just kind of like,
in shock.
Like, I'm just waiting for the final card to finish so like we can all like truly celebrate. But man, I mean, she just played her game and stayed in bounds, and like you said, she hit a lot of putts. But no, I think this is totally replicatable. I don't think we're gonna see her fall out of like the top 20 anytime soon.
No,
usually, like I think she'll be right up there with the best of them. And truthfully, I would only expect her to get better. I don't know. Let's see what she's playing the rest of the season.
Yeah, while you're looking at, I mean, she led the field in C2 putting. She, I mean, had only a 9% parked. 9%.
Yeah, had to putt, man.
5 out of 54. She had to putt. She was C1 regulation 44%, but I mean, what did it was she was C1X putting was 80%.
Wow.
So, I mean, which is great for her style of golf,
right?
Right, for sure. So, I mean, I guess the question is like, it's her and Ellie Midling definitely on the Rookie of the Year. It's definitely where we're at. Really. And we'll talk about Ellie here in a second. But I mean, she's 16, Ellie is. So, I mean, she's got 2 years. So you think, what if Ellie's already going second place now, she's going to continue. So, but for this year alone, you and I were talking pre-podcast, the way the vote works for Rookie of the Year is split between tour card vote, how they're actually playing, and what was the other one?
So it's the tour, it's the points, and it's the points, people.
Yeah, the people. Yeah, tour points, people. Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes down to that, I mean, winning, she's got that over Ellie right now, being able to take a win. But it's cool to see. We've seen it in MPO a lot, but it's cool to see a younger FPO player really start to take the reins and learn what it feels like to win, and maybe continue to do it.
Especially to win in your rookie season.
Yeah.
That
It's
just
absurd.
doesn't happen.
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, we've had more winners on this. It's the 5th unique winner, like we said. And I mean, and Kristen's not back. I think everyone will feel like you're winning, you're playing well, you're getting all this stuff. Oh, but Kristen's not here. It's like win with an asterisk. But at the same time, like a lot of these tournaments we've had first time winners have been stacked fields and it hasn't been running away with it. They've been close battles to the end. This is off of chase card, like we said, in so long. But yeah, huge shout out to Emily Weatherman being able to do that. And just in her rookie season, taking a win is so rare. Go ahead. You got something?
Well, yeah. So she's only signed up right now for Ledgestone Worlds and Green Mountain Championship.
Okay. Well, the other ones you got to qualify into. She doesn't have a tour card. So she may not be able to sign into some of these things, or she's got to qualify until later, or she's on the wait list, which is crazy. I get that's how it works, but now once you won, it's not like you can be like, oh, sorry, you're going to kick someone off. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But moving down leaderboard, our very own Eliezer Midling, got to hang out with her, interviewed her as well, and while we were there this weekend, and man, dude, second place, her best finish all time. Natalie Ryan misses a putt. She bogeys the final hole to be able to go tied for second with Eliezer. And I mean, it was up and down for Eliezer. It wasn't after the first round. It was like she was tied for third, played pretty well. You know, definitely was making it happen, but just stayed the course. I think that's definitely what it had to be for Eliezer, and I think that's what she hasn't done very well in the past.
Yes. Consistent throughout the entire event. I mean, she shot 55 points above her rating on the tournament.
Yep.
Didn't go below 990.
Yeah.
And had 1,000 rated around in round 2. So really, really consistent. Her C1X putting, really not that bad. Like all things considered, she missed 8 putts from C1X.
Yeah.
That's better than me.
It's better than the rest of the field. I mean, that's crazy. And like you said, it was consistent. She shot, 3 down, and then she shot second round where the weather was prime second round. She was an 8 under with a bogey. And then went on to the final round, shooting the 4 under, playing clean. And I think it's course like this with her distance really is, that's what everyone talks about. She's United States and world's distance champion at such a young age. So that's only going to get better as she gets stronger, as she ages. But I think the mental game is going to get better and better. And I'm going to say it. She's 16, dude. We're going to see an FPO Gannon story. I just think we are. She has such a good support system with family, with everything going on. I mean,
too.
Exactly. Like she's got a great head on her shoulders. So it's being able to just pull it all together week after week and getting finishes like this where she feels confident and can continue. I mean, that's what happens. But the fact that we have our top 2 players are averaging 939 was the average rating of our top 2 players coming into this tournament. Like they just played lights out, and it goes to show in the FPO field, anyone can win. And I love that. I think that's so good for the sport.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do love, let me go ahead and just give some love to the dog.
Yeah.
Owen Scoggins absolutely destroyed.
Dude, course
round 2 was unbelievable for her, right? Like coming in, shooting 5 under, and then doubling it, shooting a bogey-free 10 down.
100% C1X.
100% from the circle. Didn't throw a single OB drive. Like was so on top of it. Only missed 2 fairways, and then like to flip it back and shoot 1 over with 4 OBs and like a lot of missed putts that are just really uncharacteristic. Like it was hard to watch, but it was really cool.
It wasn't like uncharacteristic. It wasn't like, oh yeah, she had some chain outs. No, she was missing like 8 footers.
She was missing bad.
It was Evelina level of just like, huh? And we've talked about that with the spin putt. Is you look at why I watched Gannon Burr putt for like 30 holes this week walking with cards. It's insane. Like watching it in person, like you see on coverage, the speed, the just absolute direct flight does not waver. It is absurd. But then you watch some people like, Gannon's doing, I can't even think about anyone else other than Gannon because it's just ridiculous thing about his putt. But I mean, AB, when he gets off, these spin putters and they get off, you get off and you're done. Like you're missing hard. But Owen just doesn't do that. So very weird. Is she okay? Is she hurt? How do you go shoot 11 strokes different?
She could be. I mean, it could be an injury. I didn't see anything that looked like she was like holding her elbow like she was last season, or Justin wasn't trying. Justin was just like, hey, we're going through it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
It didn't seem like there was any sort of concern from either of them. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. It was tough to watch her kind of flop because she only finished 4 behind the leader, and
right.
that's with the worst round of probably honestly, probably her worst round of the season.
What was it
That
rated?
final
It was like
round.
950.
940, I think.
Oh
The
gosh,
953. 953.
953. Yeah, but I
Um,
mean,
but
yeah,
that's rough because
yeah.
as like one of the highest rated FPO players, like that's
Mhm.
that kind of hurts. That kind of
Yeah.
hurts.
And I think this has been the story with another player here tied for second, Natalie Ryan. Her problem has been putting.
Mm-hmm.
She can throw the disc incredibly well, but 0 for 5 C2 in the final round, 7
Yeah.
for 11. I mean, she's averaging in that 60 to 70% putting, but it's close. It's definitely close. And it's good to see her again, consistency. She's another one that has like a super awesome round and then just falls hard. Another person we'll mention here, Haley King, shoots 600, leads the tournament after round 1, and then just kept falling. I mean,
Yeah.
just didn't really get it together. So I don't know. It's crazy to watch some of the FPO where it's like you either pop off and you stay consistent, or it's one off fall. And this week it was unexpected. No one thought it was going to happen. From Abilene, Texas, 936 rated player wins one of the biggest checks of the year. And shout out to Truebank, to Ty, to the Des Moines Challenge crew. I mean, the amount of money, like this is one of the biggest purses of the year, 107,000, I believe it was.
That was the total.
Is crazy. Like
Yeah,
that is, I mean,
isn't it the second highest?
it's bigger. This was bigger than I believe both elite. Only bigger one this year was the Elite Plus. I think it was Portland Open, maybe, or OTB. I mean, no, Portland's the Elite
Portland.
Plus. Yeah,
It was
Portland was
Portland.
the only, and it was by like 1,000. This is
It wasn't
this
that
is the
much
biggest
money.
biggest 3-day payout by far, and it was that way last year. I think it deserves a better spot in the calendar because it's right
I was
before
about
Europe.
to say people are leaving. They're going to Europe. It's like during July 4th. So
Yeah.
like maybe some people
I mean, I
don't want
flew
to
out
be
the
there.
night of July 4th to get up there. Like, it was cool seeing the fireworks from the sky. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty dope. But I'll watch those videos before bed every night. But it definitely was weird timing for an event that really is. What did Jake say? It's one of my favorite courses on tour. And walking that course, I was gonna play the C tier on Monday, and I was like, I'm good. This course is terrifying. It is so hard, dude. Like watching it in person. One of my buddies works the Pro Tour. He played the C tier. He shot, I think it was +9, and it was 960 rated.
I was gonna say it's high, right? Like
Even is like 1025 rated.
oh
Like
my gosh.
it was, and that was in an AM tournament. Like that was with like 10 people in MPO. Like this course is no joke difficult. But calls all the shots. I love it. What an incredible tournament. Shout out to Ellie for getting her first podium finish. Many more to come. Rookie of the Year is going to be a fun one to watch in the FPO for sure. Let's jump a little further. Let's skip the Crocol Open. I know it is going to be an elite series, but there's definitely some great coverage coming. I'm excited to see European disc golf and European media. Dude, MDG, the freaking interviews, like, dude, they're killing it. It's so fun to watch. But Crocol Open, we got a good amount of people playing that. Definitely going to be, I guess this is week before European Open, so kind of warming up. We do have, I mean, Gannon, Ricky, Matteo, Niklas, everyone's already here. Huge field is already here. So going to be interesting to watch that one. I don't know anything about this course at all. Do you? I don't know anything about it.
Crocol? No.
Crocol? No. Should be fun. Should be cool to see how people are adjusting. I like that we have an elite series before the major for the local European people, but also to get the more time that we have American top pros over there, I think it's better for the sport and it's better for growth every time. So, but Gannon Bird, #1 player in the world. It's crazy to see when you click the rating button that Gannon is now the only 1050 player in the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
Calvin
I believe
dropped.
Calvin
dropped. He was there, but he just dropped. I think he was at 1050, but dude, he absolutely deserves it.
100%. Everything that he's doing, it is watching poetry in motion. It's watching the best person in a sport you could think of: Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. The form, the consistency, it's all there. It is crazy to watch. Definitely follow us over at Park Podcast. I have a lot of footage and stuff. I'll be posting some slow-mos of Gannon and different things. A lot of cool stuff coming on that side. But let's jump to European Open, the second major of the year. Pretty much the same people are going to be there. You got to say Anthony Barella is going to fix it. And the big reason is hole 16. They changed it. Whoever
they
he paid
gave
off,
it the AB function, man.
You got 2 drop zones on that hole now. It changed. I don't like it. I thought it was incredible.
Hate it, personally.
I
actually
personally
hate it.
Do I think it should have been you have to rethrow from the spot you just did? No, that was always weird to me that you couldn't go where you were last in bounds. That's weird. But to give it a legitimate drop zone, but also Corey Ellis, when he won that tournament, his play was driver off the tee, like zone up shot,
lay it up,
and then jump putt. Like
approach.
You can play it that way.
You can. I'm wondering if it's the PDGA that made them change it.
Because they got to get a nod and change the rule or something. I don't think so. It's a major. Do whatever the heck you want. It's a PDGA
I mean, that's
major.
my opinion. But you know, they have a beef with that whole stroke in distance thing where you're.
Were they going to change hole 17 USDGC? If they do that, I'm out. Like, because it's the same vibe. You got to rethrow.
It is this exact same rule.
But now it's like bogey at worst. It's kind of hard to double bogey now. The tee shot's not that hard.
Double bogey, you would have to OB twice.
You'd have to miss the island from your drop zone, and the drop zone's not terrible.
Right. So yeah, you would have to go OB, throw 3 from the drop zone, and then I guess the second drop zone is near the island. So you're laying up
100 feet, maybe.
You're laying up and then putting for a double bogey, dude. I hate that that's the change because these are the best players in the world. They should be able to hit an island.
What did AB threw? Like, he threw Raptors, he does stuff. He ended up making the island with the zone.
Oh my!
Like, gosh. After everything he did, so it's like it's not like
it was what 300.
Yeah, it was something less than that. It was like 290. It was something I don't even know. It was something crazy. It was like every top pro in the world should be able to hit that shot easily.
Yeah,
like absolutely easily. So I don't know. It's a weird change. Do I think that it's going to change? We're going to play it and be like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to watch it. No, I think it's still a great hole.
Still exciting.
Still exciting. It just changes the fact that you can take so many strokes on it. It'll change it down the stretch. But the Beast is not the only course we're playing. We get to play Tampere, which, dude, this course is insane. Hayden and I had the opportunity to do the commentary. We talked about it before. Go back and find that. That might be, no, there was some other footage before, but you go listen to Hayden and I. It's a lot of fun. We recorded that probably at like 2 a.m. So who knows what we said? Could be some laughs. You probably could make a drinking game out of it. I think 2022. Or no, it was 21 footage because we did it in the off season between 21 and 22. But if you use, Gatekeeper Tampere, if you type that into YouTube, you'll find it. But they've changed the course, made it even prettier. It's stunning. I think it's one of the best courses in the world. So
it's a bucket list for sure for me.
Sure. And there's a lot of players that are super excited to play it. I believe Adam Hammis for sure, and maybe some other friends of his did play Tampere last time they were there, knowing that Worlds was going to be there in the future, knowing that was the plan. So he has played that course, I believe. So, but I don't know who else on the American side has actually played that.
Is this Worlds 26?
Yeah, Worlds will be 26 here. Yep. Because they're playing. Are they playing Tampere for European Open too? Are we crazy? No, it says Nokia and you're right. Yeah, because this will be the 2 courses for Worlds next year.
Wow,
which is absolutely insane. So going to be amazing. I want to go. I really want to go.
I was about to say we might just have to fly.
Gage and I were talking about it. Like, how do we make this happen? Because I really want to go.
Dude, I would plan my international trip around.
Yeah, click the GoFundMe link in the description. No, I'm just kidding. No, we definitely are. I would love to be able to be there. But European Open, one of the best events of the year, best freaking vibes, best gallery, most attended event in the world for sure.
Yeah, that's the coolest part.
It's incredible. So my pick, it's got to be AB. He's got to do it. Although I will say, if AB would not have won this tournament, slump definitely over now. My pick would have been Gannon.
Yeah.
And I think he plays this incredibly well. But are we going to see Paul McBeth do Paul McBeth things and heat up and just go insane? And what if Paul McBeth just wins European Open again? Like, really again? Like, get a new thing.
Dude, I don't know, man. I wouldn't expect. I'd be very shocked if he wins.
Same. But he's still 1037 rated. He's still in the top 10 rated highest rated players at this tournament.
I want to say that Calvin will turn it on, but Calvin's been slumping.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing his best.
Yeah. We'll see how Nicolas plays at Krokul. He lost in the playoff at Finnish Nationals. So
that might have a fire under him.
That's what I'm thinking too. So, but on the FPO side, well, first, before we jump FPO, let's split it. President's Cup. America's winning. It's not even close.
Dude.
It's crazy. Like last year was close. This year, it's just not there. It's
the final 3 MPO players for the American team.
It was like,
just
all right, we win.
just
the picks. Right.
It's almost like, I hope it's a contest, but I'm thinking it may be a no contest.
Yeah, it might be, but it's still awesome. I love that we have it. I also laugh every single time because Ford is the main sponsor. The American Motor Company of Ford is always the biggest sponsor for this event. What the heck? Why are you not going to sponsor America? I don't get it. Anyway, we'll move past that. But Kristen Tatar will be back for Krokul Open this weekend. Crazy to see. She has 30 points rating above Ella Hansen in Krokul and 17 points rating above Missy Gannon. So cool to see the 1,000 rated player coming off the injury. We'll see. I think it's hard not to pick her, but we'll see if she pops off Krokul. Shake the rust off.
That's the thing, is she hasn't competed in a month. So, that also could add that she's near her home. Like she's been home. So maybe she's rested and rejuvenated.
It's been more than a month, hasn't it?
It probably has. It's probably
I feel like it's been a while. So we'll see. But if Kristen Tatar is healthy, hard not to pick her for European Open. But if not, maybe we get a new major winner.
If it's not Kristen,
I just don't think you can bet on Evelina and Henna. Although Evelina did just win Finnish Nationals. The field wasn't close to it. But I don't know. We'll see. I think I'd like to see Silva really be able to cement herself with this insane run she did with the silver events with Turku. She did get third at Finnish Nationals, but she lost by, 9 or something? Yeah, she lost by 9. So it wasn't like it was too close there. Between Evelina and Henna, Evelina finished at 4 under total. Henna finished at 13 over at Finnish Nationals. So Henna's not even in the conversation.
Yikes.
So I don't know. We'll see. So I'm excited for European Open. Krokul is going to be cool as well. I like that it's time change. It's going to be nice. We get to watch stuff in the morning. It's going to be a good vibe.
MPO in the morning.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. But dude, we'll wrap it up there. What an awesome episode. Glad to be back. It was freaking bucket list time to be in Des Moines and rocking the hat. Got all the things. A lot of great content coming over at Parked Podcast. Follow us there. Follow us on DGA. If you're watching on YouTube and if you made it this far, hit that like and subscribe button. We need to say that at the beginning. We suck at this. But it's all right. Zach, awesome to have you, brother. Miss you. I'll see you in person soon. I still got to see all the photos of the trip.
I know.
All the things.
Get it.
It's all right. You're just world traveler. You're just going to New York City. Are you going to be able to play the disc golf course?
I am.
Yes, please take a ton of footage and we transfer it to me. We'll put it up on Parked. I want to see some of the holes. Get some B-roll, some vibes. Heck yeah, dude. That's exciting.
I'm pumped, dude. I seriously can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. All right, brother. Sign us off, my friend.
Everyone, thanks for being here. Peace, love, and disc golf.
Peace, love, and disc golf, baby. Roll the music, Gage. Miss you. We out. I hope that stays in. That's great. Good stuff. All right, brother. I love you, dude. Love you.